This is Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about the Eagles possibly playing on Christmas, and I will tell you why I believe that. Also, Howie Roseman get the respect that he earned, and lastly, I gotta admit, Cowboys versus Eagles Week 1. Yeah, the hype is real. I might have been wrong on that one, but let's get straight into it. All right, man, before we hop straight into it, I want to talk about a little stat or a quote unquote winning stat out there about Jalen Hurts. Against the elite quarterbacks, he's 10 and 0. He's 10 and 0, man, against those elite quarterbacks since 2023. And let's go over the quarterbacks he beat. Patrick Mahomes, 2 and 0. Josh Allen, 1 and 0. Lamar Jackson, 1 and 0. Joe Burrow, 1 and 0. Jaden Daniels, 2 and 0. And Matthew Stafford, 3 and 0. So when you hear these guys saying, "Oh, Jalen Hurts shouldn't be in the same conversation as these guys," why he keep beating them? And Matthew Stafford got no excuse because we beat them in 2023. Hell, we beat Josh Allen on the collapse year. Lamar Jackson, you could say the matchup was supposed to be even. They had Derrick Henry, we got Saquon Barkley. They got a top offense, we got a top offense, top five offense or whatever. They got a top 10 defense, we got a top 10 defense. And we completely destroyed them. So what I'm saying is that Jalen Hurts should be in those conversations. It's no like, oh, because the stats, this, that, and the third. It doesn't matter. Because again, when Jalen Hurts in these big games, he destroyed them dudes. He destroyed them dudes. But let's talk about the guy that drafted Jalen Hurts, and that is Howie Roseman. So Howie Roseman gets acknowledged. It was yesterday as the most valuable Philadelphian in Philly, I guess. So shout out to Howie Roseman getting the respect that he earned because sometimes we get caught up in the players. We get caught up talking about AJ Brown. We get caught up talking about the coaching staff and Nick Sirianni with Fangio and what they did. Just sometimes we can forget about the guy that constructed this whole thing is Howie Roseman, keeping this thing afloat. I got to get Howie Roseman a lot of props since 2017. Been to three Super Bowls, won two, and he brought life to Philadelphia, man. He brought life to Philadelphia. Even some of the moves he make, we question, and there were some bad moves. Hell, there was a time, there was a movement of fire Howie Roseman, but he changed the ties. Even like drafting a guy like Jalen Hurts, a lot of us questioned that move, and it was not because it was Jalen Hurts. It was more of you just signed Carson Wentz, but look what we know. Like Carson Wentz, he was a shell of himself. It was over for Carson Wentz, and Jalen Hurts was just the perfect quarterback for Philadelphia. When we thought he wasn't gonna get a wide receiver, what he do? He trade for AJ Brown, and he drafted Devontae Smith. Like, okay, the Jalen Rager thing, even though that was a big mistake, it's like he learned from that mistake. Like, okay, I'm not gonna overcomplicate this thing. I'm gonna get the best player, and since then been best player to me personally. Devontae Smith, you got to move up and get him. That's what we did. Jahad Campbell, even though we didn't have to, but he tried, and we still got him. So he's picking the best players available. Even with Jalen Carter, right? He made a small trade with the Bears just in case somebody tried to trade in front. Very smart move. You go get Jalen Carter. You get Nolan Smith. Like you just drafting correctly. So Javi Roseman, if he's the most important Philadelphian, whatever that award is, he deserve it. He deserve it. Because when the Eagles win in, you just feel the energy. Like I live close to Philly, so you do feel that energy. Like the Eagles won it. We the champs. And I got a feeling he can do it again. I think he can do it again. So again, shout out to Howie Roseman. Now let's talk about something I was possibly wrong about. The hype is real between the Eagles and the Cowboys. It's real, y'all. I'm telling you, I've been on Twitter. I'm like, let's see what people talking about. And the thing is, it's coming more from the Cowboys fan base. The Eagles fan base is like, what did they do to deserve it? A lot of people took my position, but I'm like, oh, this is going to sell tickets. I could say I was right about it and wrong at the same time because at first I didn't get it. They announced the Washington versus Eagles game. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. They announced that game. But that Cowboys and Eagles, this is going to be the talk of the summer. The talk of the summer. And I can't wait to play them. September. It's going to be really nice in Philly. Hopefully we get like a 70-degree, type night, a nice summer breeze type thing. I hope we get that going. And the look on Jerry Jones' face when we drop that banner, it's gonna be insane. But what's bothering me though is that the Cowboys trade for George Pickens. Yeah, they had a good draft, but they think they're gonna beat the Eagles and they on the Eagles level. The only way I can see us falling is that something didn't gel yet. So the Cowboys can catch us slipping. It's a possibility. It's week one. But at the end of the day, we still got that offense. That offense is still there. Who they have at corner? Is Diz going to be ready? No. Is Bland going to be ready? Eh. Who do they have at corner? Even the corner they drafted in the draft, the third round guy, he's coming off an ACL injury. He was nice before it, but he's coming off an injury. So it looked like they're being set up for failure. I don't think the defensive line is still not strong. Our offense is still going to be right. Now, our defense might need a little work because there's a lot of moving pieces there. It might take them a little while to, gel. But that offense is going to gel. Now, I think our offense is going to be just enough or more than enough to beat the Cowboys. It's going to be more than enough. So I thought the Cowboys was going to be more humble about this when this matchup came out. Nah, they going full delusional Cowboys. We're going to beat the Eagles. Oh, they playing that, this, that, and the third. This is my question to Cowboys fans, right? They act like Dak didn't play no games last season. When he was playing, it was ass. Let's keep it real. Cooper Rush actually gave them a shot of possibly going to the playoffs. Dak Prescott was trash. I ain't gonna curse. He was trash when he was playing. Super trash. Then, the hamstring fell off the bone. Had to get the surgery, but, you know, hopefully he's ready. Hopefully he's ready. I want a full, healthy Dak Prescott. I think that's one of the reasons why the NFL commissioner, whoever do the scheduling, probably did this is because it's been a minute whereas though it was like a Jalen Hurts versus Dak Prescott. It's either one or the other is out. Remember, it was Jalen Hurts had to miss a couple games. Now it's Dak. Like they don't really get to play each other like that. Week one, hopefully training camp goes well for both teams. Both guys should be there and duke it out. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. I can't wait. But again, the NFL got this right because they announced that Washington the Eagles game. Literally nobody cared. But speaking of that game, we played on week 16. Now that's a really meaningful game. That's why I thought it was gonna be more of a, bash there or whatever. But nobody cared. I guess it's week 16. It's all the way in December. But what's interesting about that game is that it's a Saturday game and it's December 20th. Now, they did not announce the Christmas game. That's why I put in the title, the Eagles will possibly play Christmas because why would we have a Saturday game? That's not like the Black Friday game where as though we play the Bears. Yes, we play the Bears on Black Friday instead of Thanksgiving, thank God. I did not want to watch the Eagles on Thanksgiving because if they were on, my family gonna want to talk. It's gonna be hard for me to engage. But Black Friday, I'll be home. I'll just be watching the game. But back to the Washington game and possibly Christmas, it just makes sense. It makes sense. You have a Saturday game and then a Thursday game. You get a little break there instead of going from Sunday to Thursday. You go from Saturday to Thursday. Then you get a long break again until your next game. And the Eagles are going to get the holidays. Now, they didn't really want to give us those games last year. It's because we was coming off a collapse season. But because we're coming off a Super Bowl win, it's a lot of national TV for us. Got to remember, a season opener. national. Black Friday, national. Now we possibly gonna have Christmas on the Netflix game. Yeah, the Netflix game. So look, it's gonna take out Christmas, man. It's definitely gonna take out Christmas. Hopefully, it's at like afternoonish night because we know Christmas for the morning. Christmas for okay, kids opening their gifts, play with them for a little bit. But afternoon time, nighttime, the parents just chilling and relaxing. Hopefully, it's one of those. Now, if it's like 1 o'clock, I'm like, I hope not. I don't want our game that early on Netflix. I really don't. But this is if it's a possibility. Now the rumor is it's going to be the Green Bay Packers because the Green Bay Packers play on that 20th as well, which would make sense. Both of those teams, they get a little bit rest instead of going from like a regular Sunday to Thursday, again Saturday to Thursday. So it makes sense for it to be the Eagles and Green Bay. And these are meaningful games because it's going down to like week 16, week 17. We're talking about seeding, possibly getting knocked out the playoffs. So these games start meaning a lot. Whereas though that Cowboys game week 1, you can recover from that. You can definitely recover from that if you lose. But those end of the season games, besides week 18 for the most part, those week 15, 16, 17s, that's when they get real. That's when they get real. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hey man, what do you think? How do you feel? Eagles possibly playing on Christmas. Eagles versus Cowboys. The hype is real. Howie Roseman getting the knowledge, and Jalen Hurts, he beat up on them elite quarterbacks. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.